So you didn't like the criticism, but you sort of understood it.
No, I understood that we must go to another level. But I was waiting for Robin. I was waiting for Duff. I was waiting for the improvement of Joe Cole. And I was waiting, but getting points. And when the players were back, the main question was both at the same time or one each time, Robin and Duff.
You changed your system for that, didn't you?
We changed because of that, because they were so good.
Chelsea! Oh, yeah, Robin!
You've pitted your wits against two others that have played similar games over the years, usually against each other, Arsene Wenger and Alex Ferguson. It's nice to have a third member of that team.
Do they want to change their position with mine? Top of the league with 9 points. They cannot speak about blips because they are not in a better situation than us.
Do you see a psychological war between you and the other managers?
I tell you, you can ask to Sir Alex. I have a lot of respect. I call him boss because he's our boss. So no problems, no wars, no mind games. When we go to Man United, I will bring a very good bottle of wine because the wine we drank was very bad.
These two are very similar in that they're mind game players. They're intensely competitive.
You seem to get on better with Sir Alex than you do Arsene. Would that be true?
I like him very much. I like him. I think he's a person to have a fight with you, a words fight, or it never happens. It happens once with Porto, a little fight during the game. But he's a person that the game ends, everything ends. Come to my room, I go to your room, share a glass of wine, and we speak open. And I think he's a very correct person. And
but
he teaches me a few things, to be fair.
Arsene Wenger, it seems a little bit different. There's a bit more, sort of, bit of spite there.
I'm not worried with that, you know. I'm not worried with that. But for example, when he says he liked much more other Chelsea teams than our team, I know why.
Why?
Because we are champions. I have to be fair, I didn't like Arsenal in the beginning of the season, where they smash everybody. I don't like them now, where they beat Everton 7-0 and they have...
Why don't you like that?
Because they win.
Oh, OK.
I like them very much in the middle of the season. Every weekend they lose points. I was in love with them. You know, every week Chelsea wins, they get a draw. 5. Next week they lose 8. Next week they lose 10, 11. I was in love with them, so I understand why you don't like us.
He's done some very smart things. And the best thing he did was the first thing he did when he got to Chelsea. He got rid of 10 players. Because nothing can be worse for a coach than having too many players around the place. Better to have too few. And that's what he left himself with. He left himself with quite a lean squad.
I think the club have been very, very clever and they brought young, hungry players who are ready to fight for each other, who don't want to be the hero and don't want to be, you know, the main man or anything. All we want to do is play for each other and win games for Chelsea.
The boys all think he really knows his business as well, if not better, than any other manager they've encountered. And so their commitment to what he creates and designs for the manner and the form of play and the tactics and so on, they absolutely accept as it. And what he wants, they will try and give him. The result is, of course, we have a phenomenal team this year.
I think that winning the championship might have surprised him. I don't think he was sure he could win it in the first season. I think by Christmas, all doubts in his mind, as in all of ours, had disappeared.
Lampard! It's 2-0! It's Chelsea's championship!
Jose Mourinho grew up a long way from the Kings Road lifestyle he lives now. He was born 42 years ago in the fishing town of Setúbal, south of Lisbon. The son of a professional footballer, the game was always in his blood.
Well, about 35 years ago, Jose was 5, 6, 7 years old, and his father was the goalkeeper from Vitoria. And in the trainings, his father was there defending, and Jose was in the back of the goal, and all the balls that go out, Jose will get them and bring it to the pitch again. So that some part of his youth as a child was passed here in this, seeing the trainings of his father.
Your father was a goalkeeper.
Yes.
Felix was his name, and
Yes.
he was quite good, wasn't he? He played for the international
Yes,
side.
he played all his career in the Premiership, in the Portuguese Premiership.
Felix Mourinho is a nervous dad when his son's games are on television, so much so that he leaves the house while the match is being played and waits for his wife to ring him with score updates.
Eu vivo essas vitórias intensamente, talvez até mais intensamente do que vivia as minhas no tempo em que jogava.
You weren't a goalkeeper, were you?
No, when I was a kid, I think like every kid, I want to score goals, you know, and I was feeling good enough to play, but not good enough to succeed or to achieve a good level.
I remember he was player in Belenenses, in Vitória Setúbal. Good technique, not so fast, but good skills. But I think always also studying and make investment as a student and to see the future.
Your father became a coach, and you played for him. Was that difficult?
No, I was with him just one season.
Yeah.
Was the season where, at that period in Portugal, you could never go direct from high school to university. There was always 1 year where people has to be waiting for university.
A year out.
Yes, a year out.
Nowadays.
You know. So at that time, I was playing with my father team, and
there was a bit of controversy there, wasn't it, about whether he should pick you in the team or not? And
I think is a situation, depends of culture, you know, depends of culture. I have to say that this season when I saw Jamie Redknapp to play to his father, I was in love with that team, because it was a feeling I could never had, the son helping his father. Was bad for me. Was bad for me, not bad for my father. Was bad for me because.
In what sense?
In the sense where I should play more, and I didn't, because his options were always against the controversy. And I was the first at that time. I remember a few times to tell him, I know I deserve, but forget it. Go the other way. I'm with you, and we go to the easy way for us.
You said yourself that you realised relatively early that you were not going to reach the very top level. Was that difficult for someone with your personality to deal with?
No, was not difficult. You know, was not difficult. At that time I was already in love with my wife, you know, and waiting a few more years to marry and to have my life organized. And at that time, things went into a comfortable direction, you know. I was a school teacher in the morning, so I had my stability. In the afternoon, I was coaching my city team, Vitória Setúbal, in sub-18.
In his early 20s, Jose realised he would never achieve great success as a professional footballer. As a student, he took the first steps into management.
I remember that me and then some friends went to some games, and sometimes we tried to joke with him, you know, Jose, do that. He never hurts, you know, never. Was only that, you don't hear, only the game. That's when I understood that the guy, you know, is completely focused. At that time, there's no world. There's only football, you know?
Jose went to university in Lisbon and took an academic approach to his study of the game.
Jose Mourinho was a very good student because he loves football. So in that time, he always showed that he wants to know many things. He starts the motivation and the interest that he shows all the time.
He's a product of study. He's read and he's worked and he's learned, and he said it's taken me 15 years to become an overnight success.
Do you think it's any coincidence that, say, for example, the top 3 coaches in this country at the moment, yourself, Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger, none of the 3 of you were particularly great players. I think Alex might possibly disagree with that, but none of you played at the very top level. Do you think that